All right, everybody. This is going to be part one on how to make your JADAM pesticide. The first thing you have to make is JADAM wetting agent, which is essentially Castile soap. But if you don't want to buy it, I will show you how to make it. It's extremely cheap and goes a very long ways. You will need distilled water or extremely soft water, canola oil, and potassium hydroxide. This is a very caustic ingredient. You do not want this on your bare hands with water. It will burn the shit out of you. If you've ever seen Fight Club, Kissing a Lie, this is lye. Don't get it on your hands. Use gloves. I also have a bucket to which all these ingredients are going to go into. So let's go ahead and get this party started. The first thing we're going to do is add our, I'll put up a chart that has all of these different breakdowns for different size batches. So the first thing I have is my measured out water, which will go into my bucket. To the water, I repeat, to the water, you are going to add the lye. Do not add water to lye. Only add lye to water. You can see my glove. Here's my sweet glasses. This is you're gonna pour this in, then I'm gonna put the lid on, and we're gonna do like a little swirl like so to mix it up. This is the only dangerous part of it. Don't mess this part up. In goes the lye. I don't know if you can hear it, it's already sizzling in there. I'm doing this in my garage because it's well ventilated. I have a fan going. You don't really want to be breathing these fumes in, plus they mostly stink. So this is starting to dissolve in the bucket. I'm gonna do a little swirl move here. Maybe for like a minute. Should not take very long. Glasses and gloves off. Danger's over. Take a peek. It's very hot. It gets up to about 195 degrees. Stinks. Just kind of burned my nose a little bit. All right. Let me see if you can see down in there. Absolutely not. It's completely dissolved into the water. We're now ready for our next step, which is to add my measured out canola oil. So here's a very small amount. And then the much larger amount. After these drain for a second, I'm going to whip this with a drill and a paint mixer for 10 minutes. I'm going to beat it until it basically looks like mayonnaise. It'll be white and very thin. If any of you have ever cooked before, you know it's not very easy to mix oil and water. Hence the drill. And I don't know if you saw it before. Here we go. So I'm going to set this on the ground, and I'm going to mix. gives you an idea. I'm gonna set a 9-minute timer and I will come back. All right, it's been 10 minutes of mixing. This is what it looks like now. You see it's much thicker, a little bit bubbly. And that's it. You're gonna take this and you're just gonna let it sit. We'll put a lid on it. It's gonna sit for 3 days and it'll turn to a consistency about like soft butter, like mildly soft butter. And that's it. At that point, we'll come back and we'll mix some more water in it. But we'll check back in 3 days. All right, everybody, this is now sat for 3 days. And its consistency is like softened butter, or maybe like chapstick that you left in the car. So it's certainly not runny at all. Anyhow, I'm now gonna go add about 1/3 of my water and I'm gonna mix it with a drill. All right, I've mixed mine about as long as I can. It's starting to get pretty foamed up. So I'm gonna let it sit for maybe an hour or so and then come back and whip it up again. It'll probably take 3 or 4 times. So it's kind of be like a check back throughout the day, all day type event. But once this is all dissolved up, I will add the rest of the water, give it a pretty good mix gently because you don't want to foam it all up, and then it's done. You can store it in this bucket or break it down into anything else. I typically use the gallon water jugs that my water comes in. All right, I'll be back. It's already soaking up a little bit. So you could add all of your water at the very end and mix it all at once. It doesn't matter, technically speaking. It just makes it really foamy. If you go to mix it with all the water at once, you actually don't even have to mix it at all. You could just let it sit and it would eventually melt out after, depending on your temperature, probably 3 or 4 days. So I'm just gonna kind of break this clump up at the bottom real quick. Now, definitely on low speed. Break the bottom up.